Welcome back to the Realistic RTG Career Mode here on FC25. Thank you for your fantastic feedback over the past couple of episodes with a number of the different things with the save that we've kind of put to you. I appreciate the feedback very much indeed, and it is very, very helpful in kind of dictating the direction that we take with any save that we do, but certainly a save that is so unique as the Realistic RTG style one. So thank you for that. I appreciate it very much indeed. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Welcome back to the channel for a Monday. So thank you to Jay Slump, Tommy Gunn and Jordan Melvin on the board behind me for your continued support, especially to Jordan, who very kindly joined the Patreon at the VIP tier and is now in save. I know I speak a lot about Patreon players in saves, but if you wanted to support the channel but didn't want to go to the level of the more expensive VIP tier, there are a number of tiers on the Patreon to contribute to the channel if you would like to, like a £2, a £5, then the 15, 18 and above, etc. But if you wanted to just chuck a couple of quid in to help support the channel, then you can do so on the Patreon. There'll be a link in the description down below. Right, moving forward today, we've got 18th placed Everton to begin. Then high-flying Arsenal, Leicester away, who obviously came up with us last year, and Crystal Palace at home as we end the calendar year. And tomorrow, we'll be moving into January. But obviously, we're not sure what we're going to do in January because we've got a lot of financial future planning to be done with regards moving forward. Got a transfer with a loan to buy to do. We've got the grounds to finish off paying for that we're going to move into next season, where hopefully we'll still be a Premier League side. And 3 points against Everton would go down very well indeed in helping maintain our Premier League status. Do drop the video a like if you're enjoying the save. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more of it. And hopefully we can pick up some points today. Everton are in the relegation zone in this save. Everton do not have a relegation zone style team. Michele De Gregorio in goal for them at 84. Dallo, Solos, Hilgers and Cardona. Benacer and Mesha. Atorbi, DL, Buonanotte and Yosu Azerkzi up top. Some options on the bench, including a couple of higher rated, I was going to call them new gens. That's the the FM term, isn't it? Higher rated, just kind of youth prospects is what we'll call them, rather than keep calling them regens or pre-gens. So this Everton side is very good, and we're probably going to get battered. But we've thought that a few times so far this season, and we're holding our own at the moment. I like the fact that you guys, in general, are actually understanding of the fact that we've had as, well, I don't want to hesitate to say strong start to the season as we have, but as not getting battered every game starts to the season that we've had, citing a number of other sides that have come up from the Championship and in their first year at the level actually had a very, very decent season. I think you guys are right. As long as we're not in a European spot by the end of the season, it's probably about right in terms of realism, so I'm quite happy with that. And if Leighton Clarkson could score his first free kick goal for us here. Oh my God, how has he kept that out? Unbelievable save by Di Gregorio. I was about to explode as that looked like it was going to nestle in the top corner. And he's a wonderful stop from a wonderful free kick. Like I say, thank you for your continued support on all of the various different things we've mentioned in the save. It's very good of you. And obviously having that back and forth with you guys in the comment section keeps things fresh for you guys and keeps things in a manner in which you want to see them. Because ultimately, that's the most important thing, is that you guys want to watch the videos. Because if you don't watch the videos, I lose my house. Ultimately, is the be-all and end-all. And I don't really want to be homeless, nor does Jude. Nor does Nat, to be fair. She doesn't want to be homeless either. She's not pro-homelessness. Justice for Shaq comments recently, but Bowie's certainly having a very good season. And Shaq Ford didn't quite cut the mustard in the Premier League thus far. Bulat with a very powerful effort that's well stopped. Shaq Ford will still get a lot of football, don't worry. Everybody still gets a lot of football this year. Up we go, please. Oh, Longhorse has won it well, or risen well, won it well, but aimed it poorly. But nobody's really that shocked. Diogo Dalot. Opposite down the line. He's kicked it straight to Alfie Doherty. And of course he's now out of position here. That's not great. And Bowie's turned brilliantly to beat the defender. And he's still going. And Bowie's going all the way, as he knows. Di Gregorio makes another top stop. Piling the pressure on here. On relegation threatened Everton. but just can't seem to find a way past their Italian goalkeeper, who is performing admirably here. Torby down the line. Cuts that back nicely. Buonanotte. And to Torby again. And Xerxes. And that is the level of finish that you need to score a goal in the Premier League. Joshua Xerxes makes it Everton 1, Bradford 0 in the 34th minute. Bergstrom is not on the same level as Di Gregorio, but nor were we expecting to be this early in his career. Mikic. Forward into Clarkson. And Kanadu. An instant response would be wonderful, and an instant response is what we might get, and an instant response is what we have! Di Gregorio probably should have stopped that, to be fair. If he'd have rushed out a bit quicker, arguably the defender should have stopped the run as well, but he didn't. Lankshear bursting through, and if Di Gregorio was quicker off his line and hadn't hesitated on the edge of the 6-yard box, he might have closed me down and pulled off a great 1v1 Alisson-style save. Luckily for me, he didn't. And we weren't behind for very long at all. It's 1-1 at Goodison Park. Well in, Mikic. Well in, Xerxes. Get off him. Oh, Christ. Benacer. Here we go. Good header. Can't find a teammate, though. Ismail Benacer. So Felix and Mesha could wind up here. Has done. Banger. You can call it sometimes. And that really was a banger. Felix and Mesha, the former Dortmund man, scoring in blue this time. Didn't quite close him down quickly enough. To be fair, no chance with that one. Clarkson just can't shake off Felix and Mesha. And Mesha and Benacer in the two holding midfield roles have been so solid for Everton today. Really, really good. Obviously, we see some crazy sides get relegated to the Championship. And the fact that this team might well be Championship next season if they don't pick their results up is classic. But by this stage of the season, everybody in the Premier League, well, very nearly everybody in the Premier League, has a truly impressive side with only a couple of areas of weakness. You would have said that Deal out on the wing at only 81. The other wing is only 79. They'd have been their weak spots, but he's bagged a goal. We'll be losing this one. It's going to be a 3-1 defeat here against Everton at Goodison Park. This is going to be the last game that Goodison Park is in, as Everton move stadiums, of course, in real life next year to the new one. But they're going to get 3 points here. The referee's letting them take the corner, which he really shouldn't do, if we're honest, given the time. But because it's FC25, it's not going to go in. 3-1 defeat. Match day against top of the table Arsenal. We will quick sim here and lose by 3-2. Clarkson pulls one back for us towards the end after Locatelli gave them the lead. Clarkson with 2, actually. Locatelli gave them the lead, then Huanlu, and then Zhu, who's their Chinese striker, gives them the win. Some feedback saying you guys would still like to see quick sims rather than calendar sims because you like to see who scores the goals. And I think that's a fair point. I would like to still calendar sim just to get the best and most realistic result. But at the minute, against the big sides, we're expecting to lose anyway. So the kind of frustrating lose a lot of quick sims or interactive sims thing actually doesn't matter this one season because we're kind of expecting to lose in those games anyway. Back-to-back defeats here, unfortunately. So let's try and get a win on Boxing Day away from home against Leicester, shall we? Leicester with some changes since we last played them. Some of them good, some of them not as good. Rui Silva in goal. Hamza Chowdhury at only 73 rated is their best right back. Kusanov and Bisek at centre back are going to be very good. And Elias Cohen, a youth prospect at 78 rated, is their best left back. Ollie Skip and Wilfred Ndidi are their best options at CDM as well. And then on the right hand side, Andres Gomez. Left hand side, Mika Gertz still. El Kanous at cam. And George Ilenikena is their go-to striker. I don't think he was with them last season in the Championship. He might have been, but I don't recall. And then the bench is just, I don't know, Nacho Ferry I think was up top for them, wasn't it? But, I mean, Chukwemeka, Ferry, Will Alves, it's not great for Leicester. They're not that good. So they'll probably beat me. Gimme. Well in, Giovanni. Oh, I was trying to just get that across. Bulat's done well. Looking for Canadu, quickly forward to Lancashire. This is a side that I really want to attack. I really want to get 3 points here. We've had a wonderful start. Will Lancashire gives us the advantage in just the 5th minute at the King Power. Sorry, Leicester fans, your team is not good enough. Gertz just hurt himself there, I think. He's having to go off. He's hurt himself having a shot. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Gertz back to... Gertz. Clarkson back to... gosh, Lancashire back to Clarkson. There we go. And Lancashire's in again. Oh, the shot wasn't great, actually. Rui Silva with a relatively straightforward save. Getting all of the names mixed up in my mouth then, wasn't I? Ndidi forward to Mavididi, who's come on for Mika Gertz, who hurt himself shooting. Didn't actually show any sign of actually hurting himself. There was a highlight in a save in a game recently where the player actively held his hamstring. You could tell that he was hurt. Didn't see anything in that highlight from Mika Gertz, but there's another highlight for you, and it's Leicester scoring a goal, unfortunately. 1-1. Kanoos could feed through Elena Kana here. Brighton lead Manchester City by 2-1. Mavididi nearly makes it 2-1 to a side in blue and white at home here as well. Leicester 1, Bradford 1 thus far. Change for them at the beginning of the half. Gomez off for Chukwuemeka out wide. Not sure whether that's a change in formation with Carney Chukwuemeka being more of a cam than a winger. But time will tell. Here's Wilfred Ndidi and El Kanoos, and comfortable for Sam Tickle, who gets a start in the Premier League for the first time. El Kanoos, one way then the other, and back again. Now here's Chukwuemeka, who definitely is playing out wide. Decent delivery too, and won by Mavididi, but Tickle's there and holds on well. Tickle looks really small, but that's only because Lucas Bergstrom is so big. I'm sure Tickle's still like 6'2". He's just not 6'9". Corner for Leicester. Elena Kana delivers. Bissek up. Lancashire brings that down. Bowie will skip past his man. Now, can we counter? No, for a win at the end of the game. For some reason, I thought there was 4 minutes added on, not 1. Well, 1 is the go-to number because it was 1 goal apiece and it's 1 point apiece at the King Power. Leicester aren't a great side. I would have expected us to perform better there, but unfortunately, we just weren't able to do what we felt we had the capability to do. Annoyingly. But like we say, it's a point more than we got at Everton. And if we can pick something up against Crystal Palace, then it's still been a relatively okay episode. Crystal Palace have a disgusting side. Vincent Kuhn in goal, Charles Armstrong at right back, Esri Konsa, Isaac Devoe, an 89 rated youth player who, as far as we can make out, isn't a regen or regen. Malik Tior and Federico Di Marco. Then in midfield, Eza and an 87 rated Morten Hjulmand. Then Jenny Katamo on the right, Charles de Ketelara at striker, and Igor Duarte on the left. They do have an 88 rated Victor Boniface, who is not available for this fixture. They've also got Mateus França there as well. Malik Tillman is here. Outrageous team for Crystal Palace. Absolutely nutty. So this is probably going to be a tasty one that we'll lose by a couple. Armstrong and Katamo. What a ball. Right. Okay. Well, 2 minutes and 3 seconds in, we're 1-0 down. And quite frankly, that was just as disgusting a goal as their starting lineup is, to be honest. See the replay. The weight on the ball over the top from Katamo is perfect. That's very good. I think it's with a quick throw. Clarkson looking for Lancashire. They've got 5 defenders back here now, Crystal Palace, in this formation. And 5 very bloody good defenders as well. Clarkson, Lancashire. Bowie's there, but it's the CDM that drops back and makes it 6 that stops me from getting anywhere. Now here's De Ketelara. Goal scorer maybe trying to turn creative. DeMarco. Thank you. It won't. I think my best chance is actually to invite pressure and then try and catch them on the counter, because quite frankly, if they sit in a low block, I am not getting past. Let's be honest. It's not happening. Clarkson with the ball looking for Bowie. It's a great ball looking for Bowie, who's just run straight into Malik Tior, unfortunately, as I was trying to turn inside. Excellent. Never mind, 15 minutes in, 1-0, and I don't see me scoring in this one. It's just not worked. Oh, they got the extra man. Oh, Bergstrom. What a save. What a save. Jenny Catamos really should have buried that. He's fired it at the goalkeeper. Oh, it makes your eyes water. Bloody hell, no children for Lucas Bergstrom. It's just that his ball's ripped off. Catamo gets his goal. It's a hell of a finish. A hell of a finish. 2-0 Crystal Palace. Nice. Run for me. Run for me, Bowie. Run for me, Bulat. Go on, Marco. Go on, Marco. Bulat all the way. Can you believe he's actually pulled it too tight an angle? Looking for the far corner. Keeper might have got fingertips to that, actually. He didn't. The referee's given a goal kick. Hell of a run by Marco Bulat. It's going to take that level of inspiration and genius and unorthodoxness to give us the chance of any sort of comeback in this game. Worried about closing him down too much here with the man free in the middle, but Flint will marshal him well. DeMarco with the ball to the back post and on the volley. And that is how you finish from a tight angle. Wow. This Crystal Palace side are ripping us apart. Armstrong, the right back, with a very tidy finish. First time on the volley at the back post. And this is genuinely a Champions League level squad. Or certainly starting 11 for Crystal Palace. The ball from DeMarco is unreal. It's the second sensational cross they've put in. 100 kilometres an hour. The ball speed through the keeper's legs this time and in. Rather than off his balls and over the bar. Wasn't really a goal scoring opportunity. Too far out with the free kick, and Bowie's footwork lets him down. Kieran Bowie has not been the Bowie of old, has he? He is not the man that was joint top goal scorer in the Championship 2 years ago with Josh Coburn. Just, I mean, maybe it's because we're playing against players that are significantly better than we were in the Championship that season, to be honest. Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh. But Bowie is not impressed as much as we hoped he would be. Doing so when we saw him return to the club after Hoffenheim, unceremoniously put him back on the bloody transfer list only a year after signing him off me. Flint, Bulat, Giovanni, short to Leighton Clarkson, into Lancashire. Early for Bowie, but well picked off by Malik Tior. Crystal Palace, quite frankly, are just too good. Bowie looked to dart inside. Can he beat the defender just purely for pace? Yes. And the next one, yes. And Kieran Bowie heard me criticising him, but the finish wasn't as good as the run. It would have been a hell of a goal. Oh, it was pinball. Could have gone anywhere. The Catalara nips in ahead of the midfielder Bulat. And Catamo trying to create something else for his team. He's already scored one great goal himself and set one up too. DeMarco Duarte. Oh my God, if that had flown into the top corner, really would have been done. The technique was superb. The finish just a little bit inaccurate, but still a brilliant attempt. Changes made by Crystal Palace, so they're bringing players on that aren't quite as good, but they're probably still better than anyone we've got on paper. Looking for Bowie. Inside. Bowie! The goalkeeper makes a very good save, as he has done a handful of times in this game. 3 minutes added on. Put me out my misery, please. At least we've drawn the second half 0-0. That's not really much consolation. We might not even draw it 0-0 now. Is Eddie Nketiah with a brilliant ball to Katamo, but that's fired wide, and that will be game. Crystal Palace 3, Bradford City 0. A battering at Valley Parade. A proper battering. Manchester City win the Manchester Derby. Fulham won the West London Derby there as well. We're about to head into January, but obviously that will be for tomorrow's episode. We sit 11th in the table at the moment. So still solidly mid-table, 7 points above the relegation zone and significantly further behind European spots. Crystal Palace are up in 6th so far this season. I'm surprised that they're that lowly, to be honest, with the quality of that side. Pretty ridiculous. They've drawn a lot of games, though, to be fair, more than anybody above them, and that's probably why they're 6th and, say, not 3rd or 4th. The top two are a cut above at the minute, aren't they? Arsenal with 15 wins in 19, Brighton with 14 and 19. Just the extra draw for them. 11th is still great, but we're now starting to lose and draw more games than we're winning. We were previously drawing more than we were winning, but we were winning more than we were losing, and now that's taken a turn. Only 19 goals scored in 19 games, which for a free-scoring championship side last season is a little bit concerning, but still not as bad as Brentford, Burnley or Leeds. So all you've got to do is not be one of the worst 3 sides, and you get to stay in the division. Captain Obvious is Captain Obvious, but obviously that's what we need right now. So Burnley, QPR, Leeds, Crystal Palace again, and Aston Villa in the January transfer window. Burnley, QPR and Leeds will probably play tomorrow, and then I'll wait for some feedback before then. Crystal Palace, Aston Villa and the deadline day part of the transfer window. Of course, we might get bids in for players that we're not expecting. I don't know as anyone has really played well enough to warrant someone else trying to pick them up. If someone comes in for Bergstrom, though, we will offer him a new contract. He's been pretty good, to be fair. 5 clean sheets in 18 games, but he's made some bloody ridiculous tackles. That's for ridiculous saves, that's for sure. Canado's been very good. Look, 7 goals and 6 assists in the Premier League, but only an average rating of 6.97 for some reason. 8 goals and 5 assists in 19 games for Lancashire. So we might see bids for Lancashire and Canada. Lancashire's only been here since the summer, though, technically, as an hour player, so I don't know as we'll get bids for him. But Canada, we might well see some bids for. I think we're missing Lowell, genuinely. I think our results have certainly taken a downturn since Lowell picked up the knock. Clarkson hasn't had as much of an impact on the starting lineup as I hoped he would. Boulat is obviously Boulat, and Alfie Doherty's been rock solid, to be fair. But very much reliant on the front two, aren't we? We were like that last year, but other players chipped in, and those front two were free scoring. They're not free scoring this year. So as the January transfer window begins, our financial situation looks like this. We have 30 million in the transfer budget, or 29, but bear in mind 25 of that is going to be needed to be spent on Mikic before the end of the season. So I need to be able to afford that. So I've only really got 4 million at the moment. And in the bank balance, take the 25 out for Mikic. That leaves us 35, and we need 18 free to pay off the second half of the ground. We could split that into 2 9 millions over the next 2 years if needs be. But I'm not anticipating a massively active transfer window from ourselves. But as you well know, that can quite quickly change. That's all for today's episode, though. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more. And I'll see you in the window tomorrow.